Hello everybody, my name is Leo and with this video we'll share a direct comparison between the Valeton GP 200 and the Mooer GE 300 for both the units, also considering their Lite counterpart. First of all, we will hear the units in action with the demo song, then we will check out the main technical differences of the four units with the help of a very detailed comparison chart. Then we will hear more sounds, also comparing the units versus real tube amps, checking out the frequency response, the dynamic range management, the note envelope and the effects. And finally, I will give you my 2 cents. So, I hope you enjoy and please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, as it would be of a great help. Let's start! We will now compare the four units among the following parameters: number of amps, cabs and microphones built in, third-party IRs, number of effects and effect chain management more in general, MIDI, input and outputs available in both the units, foot switches and expression pedals, screen size and type, special features, latency, looper and drum machine, ADA conversion and USB channels, power dimensions, weight and price. And please notice that as the GP200 LT is very similar to the regular GP200 and the G300 Lite is similar to the G300, while mentioning the characteristics of the regular GP200 and G300, I will put the ones of the Lite versions in parentheses, if the difference is meaningful. First of all, in the GP200 we have 71 amps, 70 cabs, and it is not possible to choose the mic or its position across a cab. On the other hand, in the G300 we have 108 amps, 43 cabs and 21 mics, with also the possibility to place 2 mics at the same time across a cabinet, which is a pretty nice option. As regards third-party IRs, we have 20 user slots in the GP200 and 50 in the G300, and you can load IRs at up to 1048 sample points in the G300, where this value is not known for the GP200. If you know it, please drop a message in the comment section below. Let's now talk about effects and effect chain management. The GP200 offers more than 100 effects arranged in 11 blocks, amp and cab included and external loop excluded. You can put these blocks in whatever order you want, with no possibility to have parallel effects. In the G300 we have more than 110 effects distributed in 14 blocks, amp, cab, synth, tone capture included and loop excluded, and we have 12 blocks for the G300 Lite. You can put these blocks in whatever position you want. Neither of the two units offers the possibility to load parallel effects. The GP200 offers both MIDI in and out like the G300, where in the GP200 LT you have mini jacks, and the G300 Lite offers only one MIDI port that can be either in or out. As regards input and outputs, the Valeton has a guitar in, a mono effect loop, balanced XLR stereo output and unbalanced outputs, an headphone out and an aux in. The LT has balanced and unbalanced outs using the same socket via TRS jacks. The G300 has basically the same in and out of the Valeton with two exceptions that I would mention. The input can be either a guitar input or a line input, and the effect loop is stereo instead of being mono like in the Valeton. On the other hand, the G300 Lite has a mono effect loop like the Valeton. So the only unit that is offering a stereo effect loop is the regular G300. As regards the foot switches, the GP200 has 8 foot switches, an expression pedal and an input for another one. The Lite has 4 foot switches, no expression pedal and 2 input for external controllers. The G300 has 10 foot switches and an input for another one. The Lite does not have the expression pedal and it has 2 input for external controller. The screen of the G300 is bigger with 5 inches instead of the 4.3 of the Valeton. Furthermore, as regards the special features, I would mention the synth and the tone capture of the G300, with the possibility to load profiles of amps done with the Mooer GE Lab app. More info about the GE Lab app in the card above. And please notice that the synth is not available in the G300 Lite. The latency of the G300 is a tiny bit better, even if both the units are offering very good performances in terms of latency, and I think you are not going to notice any difference. The Valeton offers longer looper and a drum machine, which is missing in the G300. The looper time is reported in the G300 manual, but I'm not quite sure if it is an error, being the looper 30 seconds instead of 30 minutes. In fact, in the user manual of the regular G300, the looper time is stated as 30 minutes, where in the user manual of the G300 Lite is reported as 30 seconds. As regards ADA conversion, they are similar, offering a USB audio interface at 44.1 kHz and 24 bits. On the other hand, the G300 offers a higher dynamic range with 4 more dB, that is not such a big of a difference. The Valeton offers more USB channels and a Type-C connectivity, which I prefer over the regular USB as it is reversible and therefore much more user-friendly. As regards the power needs, the G300 is more power hungry. As regards dimension and weight, both the GP200 and the LT are smaller and lighter compared to the G300 counterparts. Both the units seems to be pretty sturdy and robust. And finally, as regards the price, the GP200 and the LT are both less expensive compared to their Mooer counterpart by a large margin, being almost half the price. So finally, in terms of technical specifications, I would say that the main differences I would mention are the stereo effect loop and the double mic simulations available in the G300, the possibility to load profiles available only in the Mooer Pedalboards, the price point of the Valeton, which is amazing considering the features offered. I mean, the Valeton is almost unbeatable in terms of value for money. And finally, the dimension of the Valeton pedalboards that are smaller and lighter compared to the Mooer counterparts. We will discuss even further the differences among the 4 units in my 2 cents section of this video. Let's now hear some more sounds. We will now compare the modelers versus 2 real valve amps, a jumpered Plexi that is connected to a greenback speaker and with everything to none but the volume that is at 8 for both the channels, and a Fender Deluxe Reverb connected to a Jensen speaker with everything to none. In the modeler I have loaded their simulations of the real amps with the IR I have made of the speakers I'm using in both the real amps. We will be testing the frequency response, the dynamic range management and the note envelope of the real deal versus the modelers, playing few licks with the guitar. I have already recorded the DI tracks of the licks in my digital audio workstation, so we are sure that we are gonna send the same exact lick to the modelers and the real amp, without introducing little human errors derived from the fact that it is impossible to play the same lick many times without little variations. These are the 5 licks I will be using. I will use the first to match the frequency response, I mean we will hear the amps and the modelers with the same settings, and then I will tweak the modelers to sound as close as possible to the real deal. Then with the second lick we will hear the bass frequency. Then with the third lick we will test the dynamic response of the modelers, I mean the way the modelers cleans up and breaks up according to the volume of your guitar, or how soft or hard you push the strings. And with the fourth and fifth lick we will check out the note envelope management. Then we will test also 3 effects for each modeler: a chorus, a ping pong delay and finally a plate reverb. I've tried to match the types of effects and settings for each modeler, even if it is almost impossible as each modeler has its own parameters even for the same effect. Therefore, it is, as I was saying, impossible to make a scientific comparison. But at least I hope you will be able to hear, how to say, the character of each modeler, so that you can decide yourself which one you prefer. I will let you now hear the test and I will not say anything, so that you can make up your own idea without being influenced by mine. And we will discuss the results later on in my 2 cents section of this video. Let's start! Final considerations here, and please notice that these are gonna be my personal opinions for my specific use cases, and of course you may not agree with me, and this is totally fine. First of all, you can get great tones with all the units. In terms of tone, the main differences are that the Valeton offers less amps with no mic tweakability, where the G300 offers more amps and more tweakability. For instance, allowing us to choose even two mics at a time and their position across the cab. And it also offers the possibility to use stereo effect loops versus the mono of the GP200. For instance, allowing us to include in the signal chain our favorite time and modulation stereo effects. And please notice that the G300 Lite does not offer stereo loops, but mono. On the other hand, the tone coming out from the GP200 and the GP200 LT is really amazing. And you can check out my demo review of the GP200 or the GP200 LT if you want to have an idea of what you can do. Then another difference is that the Mooer GE300 offers the possibility to load profiles done with the GE Labs app, which is pretty cool. If you want more info about it, you can check out the link in the card above. But at the end of the day, I think that the GP200 is almost unbeatable in terms of value for money. I mean, in terms of bang for the bucks. Especially the regular GP200 at 350 euros or dollar is really a pretty good deal, where the G300 is much more expensive. So these were my final 2 cents, but now I'm very curious to hear from you your opinions and what do you think about all these 4 units and which one would you get and why. Please let me know your precious and valuable opinions in the comment section below. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell and leave a thumb up. It would be of a great help. If you're interested in my IRs or in my camper profiles, you can check out the link in the card above or description below, where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.